CRV, and I'm sitting in a nice 18 Touring CRV, you know, the wood grain and all the sensing stuff, and see the auto dimming rear view mirror up there. There we go. Hi, nice to see y'all. All right, there we go. So let's start off first things first. Without much to do, as I've mentioned a couple times before, these personalized settings worksheets are required by Honda. We have to go over them with you. This isn't supposed to be a replacement for that, just sort of as a reference, or, you know, if you want to go back and take a look at it. Okay, so first things first, let's go into the settings page, focus on the screen here, and we're going to go into settings right there. And we're going to start off by going into vehicle settings. Oh, it's doing that thing again. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, it's my hand is too bright. That's the problem. So, first things we're going to go over are going to be the door lock settings as we did previously. Go down here, door window setup right there. Okay, first one's going to be auto door lock. So you know how with the CRV, when you're driving, or with most Hondas, when you're driving them, you hit a certain speed and all the doors lock automatically for you. This is what controls that. So by default, it's on with vehicle speed. You can also set it to with shift from park or off. So with vehicle speed, as I said, it'll lock at about 10 miles an hour. Shift from park, as soon as I move this into drive, it'll lock the car. Now, I recommend, honestly, just leaving on with vehicle speed. You can do shift from park if you want, but we're just going to leave it here for right now. One other thing I want to point out to you guys really quickly is, and I'm sort of kind of getting out of order with this, you see up here where it says driver 2? So the reason it's saying driver 2 is if I dig my key fob out over here, let me take a quick look at the key fob. There we go. See how it says driver 2 on the back? Yep. It says driver 2 up there? Yep. So this is what's controlling what this is set to. So these settings will not be the same for key 1 and key 2. And the way the car figures that out is it's whichever key is used to unlock the driver's side door. So I believe if you press the button to unlock the door, it'll switch to driver 2, for example, with that key fob down there. Or if you use the keyless entry to put your hand inside the door handle on the outside and unlock it, it'll switch to driver 2. So now that I've already talked about the key, the other thing to keep in mind is that it'll also change your seat position. So I'm going to reach down here, adjust my seat a little bit. Yeah, whatever. Okay, it's about fine. And then you just hit set, and for this, I'm in driver 2, so I'll then hit set and then 2, and now it's pre-programmed for me. So whenever I get in the car now, it's going to move to this seat position. Okay, auto door unlock now. So when's the car going to automatically unlock all of its doors? So right now it's set to when the driver's door is opened. So for example, it may not do it because I haven't been moving, but let's see. So it's locked. You can see over there it's locked. I open my driver's side door. Yeah, it did unlock everything. Okay, perfect. The other way to do it is to have it set to when shifted from park, and this is my preferred option. So for example, say I'm in drive right now, lock all my doors up, and now I'm going to shift out of park. You're going to hear my shifter move, shift into park, and everything unlocks. I prefer that method because honestly, it feels like whenever I have people in the car with me, the second I shift to park is the point at which they all decide it's time to jump out of the car. Your third option there, by the way, with auto door unlock is when you switch off the ignition or turn the whole thing off entirely. I think shift to park is honestly the best one. Okay, coming down again. So we already talked about that. Okay, key and remote unlock settings. So what this does is the first time you press the unlock button on your remote unlock button. The first time you press it in the default mode, it's going to unlock just the driver door. The second time you press it, it'll unlock all the doors. If you wanted it to, let's say, unlock all the doors the first time you press the button, you'd set it to all doors right there. Personally, I like to leave it on driver door simply because you still have the option to unlock all the doors, and I don't want to remove my choices depending on the situation. You know, I don't want to have it always unlock all the doors. I just want to be able to pick. So we're going to leave that where it sits. Okay. So then we did program driver transmitter 1 and 2. I already talked to you guys about that. Door unlock. Yes, that was key and remote unlock mode. Then we can go out of this screen. Actually, there's one more. Let's see. They move it. There we go. Walk away auto lock. This is an important one. I don't know why it's off by default from the factory, but it is. So what this does is whenever you move more than 5 feet away from the vehicle, while you have the transmitter. And all of this stuff, by the way, is only for the EX and up. This is very different on the LX, and your salesperson's gonna have to go over that with you for the LX because it's very different. This is only for the touchscreen equipped models that also have the fobs and not a physical key. So if you walk more than 5 feet away from the vehicle, it's going to automatically lock all the doors for you. One of my favorite features, saves me so much time, and I live in an apartment complex, well, townhouse row of townhouses, and I'm always like, did I lock the car? Because I park outside. Did I lock the car? With this, I don't have to worry about it. So we're going to turn walkaway auto lock on, and I highly recommend it. It is impossible, by the way, to lock your key in the vehicle it's impossible to lock yourself out of the car with this keyless entry system. You can still lock a key in the car, but I believe you have to have another key to do it. All right, if that makes sense. All right, let's go back. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the keyless access setup. We're going to go over here to door unlock mode. So door unlock mode basically says, when I put my hand inside the driver door handle, is it going to just unlock my door on the driver's side, or is it going to unlock all the doors? Now, I don't have any kids, and it's usually just me and my demo, so I have it set to driver door only. I don't really need to have other people coming in on that side. So I leave it with driver door only, and if I need to let other people into the car, I open the door and press the unlock button right here. That's what I really recommend for most people. If you have a big family and you're never parking like in a parking lot alone at night in sort of a weird situation, then I guess all doors would be fine. But for most customers, I just leave it on driver door only. And just remember too, like you can see it still says driver 2 up here. All these settings can be different for different keys, so you're not locked into something. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about really quickly, next two things are both going to be under the driver assistance system setup over here. So the first thing is the ACC, Adaptive Cruise Control Forward Vehicle Detect Beep. I recommend that you leave this off. It is really annoying if you turn it on, because every time you're using your adaptive cruise control and it detects a car in front of you, it's going to beep at you. And it's going to do that annoying, that Honda beep, that beep, beep, beep. I don't think it's a triple, I think it's a single. Anyway, it would drive me nuts if I had that turned on. So for most of my customers, I recommend you leave it off. The one I do highly recommend is the Lane Keeping Assist Suspend Beep, or LCAS Suspend Beep. So the reason I say to turn that on is because so you have your Lane Keeping Assist, right? And it runs off the camera up here, right? Right, you just saw the back of my phone there. It runs off the camera mounted behind the mirror. So when I turn it on, you'll see those two road lines pop up there, and they're hollow. Of course, that's because I'm sitting parked in our parking lot right now, and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not on a road. If it was locked onto the road lines, of course, those would turn solid. So what the LCAS Suspend Beep does is, if for whatever reason it loses the track of the road, it'll beep at you and give you an audible warning in addition to that visual message right there on the screen. So I recommend it just so you're not thinking that the car is going to be helping you steer and that it suddenly isn't. So we're going to turn that to on. And again, I'm doing this on a Touring because the Touring has all of this stuff on it, right? If you weren't on a Touring, it may be a little bit different. Most of this is going to be all the same for EX and up. So yeah, I think this is all the same. The only thing that isn't is that the key driver 1, driver 2 transmitters, that functionality is only available on the EXL, not on the EX. Okay, next up, let's go take a look at audio settings. So we're going to go hit audio here. We are on, I have no idea who was in this car last time. We're going to hit FM right there. And the first thing I like to show everyone is how to set a preset. It's really easy. You just press and hold the button at the bottom of the screen. It sets it. To go to your next row of presets, you hit the next button right there and it kicks you over. Pretty easy. The CRV is the return of the volume knob. Hey, look, it's an actual volume knob. So I can actually twist this to turn the volume up and down. Pretty cool, right? Right. Another thing you can do, and this is on all display audio equipped Hondas, and this is known as the display audio system, is you can press this little arrow, there we go, to pop this up and actually get a station list of all the stations around you. So that's pretty cool. You know, if we want to listen to the Eagle, we can listen to the Eagle. That's country music here in Newport News. Well, sort of the whole peninsula area. Okay, next up, how the audio controls work over here. So, first things first, you can slide your finger up and down this keypad to increase or decrease the volume. Or you can press on either end like that to increase or decrease the volume. Pretty cool, right? And you get that message in the center screen. Next, you can actually skip between your presets with the left and right arrow buttons. So skip, 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 there we go. And then the up and down buttons change your audio sourcing. There we go. Pretty simple, right? Right. Okay, next up, pairing your phone. So I'm going to do this the complex way. So I'm going to go to Home, Settings, make sure my focus, there we go, kind of. And then we're going to go to Bluetooth Wi-Fi and Bluetooth device list. You're going to follow this prompt on the screen, add Bluetooth device. It's going to tell you to make sure your device is on and set to discoverable. So what you need to do is you need to go into your Bluetooth settings, not just turn it on or off, but go into the settings, and then it should say in there, your phone is now discoverable. So once it says that, we can hit continue. It's going to search, it's not going to find anything. Once it searches and finds your phone, you select your phone on this screen. It'll then ask you to compare a pairing code between your screen and your device. You hit OK, and it pairs. And then it'll ask you some further questions about, do you want to share contact information with the system and all that stuff. Just hit yes. And set up Honda Link Assist. That's very important. I forgot it the last couple of videos. Honda Link Assist is a system that essentially uses your connected phone to call emergency services in the case of an accident. Okay, so even if you're unconscious, it'll still call 911. Well, it'll call emergency services for you. I think it calls 911. I've never had it happen or used it, so, you know. Okay, next up, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So for Android Auto, you have to go and download the Android Auto app from the Google Play Store, for most phones, I believe. It's free, it's by Google, don't worry about it. For an iPhone, your Apple CarPlay is built right in. Then all you need to do is, we're going to go down here, go down there. You see that USB port right here on the left that has the phone icon? Plug your USB cord into that, plug the other end into your phone, follow the on-screen prompts, and you will set up your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Other things to mention about this vehicle. So the CR-V has a lot of great features on it. This one that I'm in here, EX and up, all have Honda Sensing. So if you don't know how to use Honda Sensing, I'd recommend you, I'll probably be doing a video on it sometime soon. The basics of it are that to use sensing, you have to press the main button first. You'll see it in green. It'll say ACC LCAS up there. Once you do that, you can turn on and off your lane keeping assist, and then press set to turn on the adaptive cruise control, which it won't do right now because it wants me to fasten my seatbelt. Anyways, that's the basic rundown of the vehicle settings worksheet for the CR-V. If you ever see one of these on the back side, you'll also have some other information there on how to set stuff up, and it has some more information on the LX models. There we go. I just usually don't go over the LXs because honestly, we don't sell that many of them. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this, you probably just purchased a brand new CR-V, so congratulations. Hope you enjoy it. Well, you will. And as always, folks, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.